We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get approval for the minutes from the last meeting, please?
I make a motion to approve the meetings as written.
I'll second it.
Roll call, Mr. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. Cambro.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Can we have the first case heard, Craig,
Yes,
please?
sir. We have one case tonight. It is case number 9-21-A. It is a variance request by Susan Bavis. The applicant is requesting that the Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals grant variances and relief from the provisions of Section 602, 711.6, and 801.5 of the zoning resolution for the relief for the subject property in order to allow for the construction of a new single-family residential unit within the required minimum side yard for an R1 residential district zone, reducing the setback from the required minimum of 15 feet to 0 feet where the home completely remains in Clermont County, Union Township, and further seeking relief to allow for the existing accessory structure to remain in the designated front yard, and further seeking relief from the asphalt paving requirements for residential properties. Relief from Section 602 would give permission to construct a principal structure at a setback of 0 feet from the side property line. Relief from Section 711.1 would give permission to retain the existing carport structure already located on the subject property. And relief from Section 801.5 would give relief to the paving requirements. The subject property is located to the west of Oxshire Drive, adjacent to the Hamilton County, Clermont County border. Since the application has been submitted, the home has been torn down. The new home is designed to accommodate for the applicant's family with a one-story plan designed with that in mind. The owner desires to reduce the side yard setback to 0 feet as the structure will completely remain in Union Township. The applicant seeks to retain the existing carport structure on the property and seeks a waiver for the paving requirement for the new home and modified driveway in order to preserve the character of the site. Many of the existing valuable natural features will remain and be retained with the project on the site as indicated in the application. The same matter was brought before the board in 2011 and 2016, which received approvals. After reviewing the proposed variance requests submitted by the applicant, the following observations can be made. The proposed variance would allow for the reduction in the side yard setback for the proposed dwelling unit. This reduction in setback would not be required if not for the placement of the county lines between the owners, within the owner's ownership. The applicant contends that the proposed structure is consistent with the permissible uses within the R1 district. The applicant contends that several special circumstances exist in this particular instance. Clearly, the parcel and configuration is not a result of any action by the applicant. The applicant contends that the unique lot orientation and the curve of the roadway and the result in the pie-shaped lot is the requested variances, especially given the desire to retain some accessory structures on the site. The granting of the proposed variance appears to allow for a reasonable continued use of the land in a manner more accommodating of the special needs of the applicant's family. The proposed variance does not appear to result in the impedance of light or air to the surrounding properties, nor does it appear to result in a condition that would negatively impact the general public or surrounding properties. This is especially true given the large acreage in question. The action tonight is to approve, modify, or deny the applicant's request for variance in case number 9-21-A, requesting relief to sections 602, 711.6, and 801.5 of the Union Township zoning resolution as to allow for the reduction in the side yard setback for a principal structure in the R1 district from the required 15-foot minimum to 0 foot, to allow for the retention of an existing carport and the retention and modification of the current gravel driveway as submitted based on evidence, testimony, and findings of fact.
Okay. Do we have anyone here to speak on behalf of the application? Can you please come forward and raise your hand for me to be sworn in? Raise your right hand, please. Are you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And could you state your name for the
I'm
record?
Susan Bavis,
Spell the last name, please.
B as in boy, A-V-I-S, so it's like Davis, but with a B, not a
Okay.
D.
Okay, good.
Everyone gets it mixed up.
All right.
I'll just give just a quick summary, but really Craig described it perfectly. Thank you for hearing me a third time. This time, I think we're really going to go through with it. Let's hope third time's a charm. It's still going to be a home for my son, who was diagnosed with autism. He's 24 now, and my other two children, who are 21 and 12, and me. So my goal is for this home to be a lifetime home for my special needs son. Like, we're designing it so there's a space for him. We can have caregivers in and not have the caregivers. It's like we've had some problems with my daughter and, with the, wanting to have friends over, and then there's the caregiver in the kitchen. So we've designed this whole thing to set up for our very specific needs. All of the variances Craig already mentioned it, relief from 15-foot side yard setback, retain existing carport in front yard, and relief from hard surface pavement requirements. The carport, we're not positive we're going to keep, but we're going to keep it for now because I want to save some money. So right now, we're planning to keep it. And all of the variances that I'm requesting they were already existing with our old house. So there's really nothing new here. Like, our old house was up against the county line. We had the carport with the old house, and we had a gravel driveway with our old house. So that's kind of a little summary.
Great, thank you.
Sure. Thanks.
Is there anybody here that would like to speak in opposition? Nope. Okay. Discussion of the board?
I don't have anything to ask you.
Would somebody like to make a motion?
I will make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve the applicant's request for variance in case 9-21-A, requesting relief to section 602, 711.6, and 801.5 of the Union Township zoning resolution, as to allow the reduction in the side yard setback for a principal structure in the R1 district from the required 15 feet minimum to 0 feet, to allow for the retention of the existing carport and the retention and modification of the current gravel driveway, as submitted based on evidence, testimony, and findings of fact.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, Mr. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. Ford,
Aye.
and Mr. Cangrove.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Is there any more cases to be made?
No, sir.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Mr. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. Cangrove.
Aye.
Motion carried.